Okay, so you may have guessed by now that my favourite vacuum of all time is the Electrolux 502. And this morning I've been on a little magical mystery tour, 3-hour round trip, to pick this one up. And I know I've got some already, but I saw this online and the colour looked pretty much the original colour all across the machine. So the light isn't great in here today, but you'll really see it when you get to the handle. So normally the handle goes bright green and the rest of the machine goes a sort of mustardy orange. Well, this, believe it or not, there's very, very little difference there with that colour. If it's very hard to notice, actually, it's the tiniest little shade. So I saw this and I thought, yeah, I think this might actually clean up quite nicely, and I'll keep this one and sell the one that I've recently done up. So it seems to be in fairly good nick. There are some nicks and things. There's a bit of a scratch on the side, but nothing too horrendous. On the back, it's not too bad. It's got the thing for the cable there. This is all fine. There is a slight crack in the handle, but it's not coming away. And I don't tend to just carry the machine like that anyway. I tend to hold it from the bottom as well. This is intact on the bottom, where you put the tools. It's seen some use. It's very dirty. I haven't got all the blinds open in here today because my house is south facing and I do not want this to see direct sunlight. I want to keep this its original colour for as long as possible. It's running the original cable. However, we do have a repair. So it's the part where it goes round the upper cord hook. So it's obviously been put tight. I've not unwound it, but I can feel underneath that there's a bit of a ridge there. So I think I'll probably have to put a replacement on, which is fine. I've got one, but it will be near enough 10 metres long. But that would actually probably work better if I'm to use it around the house. We've got the original plug. Well, an original vintage plug, I should say. It's got some kind of strange sticker on it, fused. Hasn't got insulated pins. So it is a really old plug. Now, I was going to switch this on for the demo, like a before I've done it up. However, I can hear something inside rattling around. I don't feel confident to do that. So it'll just be a kind of a walk around the machine for now. And of course, I'll only release this once I've done the actual machine up so you can compare like for like. I'm not going to put this out there and then I have a total disaster and it doesn't actually work. So if you are watching this, you will know that the machine has been restored. If we take a look inside, we have the donut. The donut has survived. It's pretty dirty because the machine's seen some use. I can wash that by hand, but yeah, look at that. That has seen some muck pass through it. There's an original or genuine bag from who knows what year. The clips on for the bottom. I've got over 100 of these bags, so I don't need to worry about keeping that. And then inside, yeah, it's pretty dark and dusty. However, if I put my hand in, yeah, a pretty well used, well hammered filter. I mean, it feels quite spongy, but that's probably because it's so clogged with dust. But I wonder if that's the actual original one. This machine dates from the 51st week of 1979. So yeah, I'll replace that. I've got some spares. I'll wash the cage at the bottom because that looks like it's got no damage. You can see that. Yeah, so the serial number on this is 951, which blows my theory out the water of them changing this design sort of late 70s, because I've got other 502s where this bit of the trim continues all the way down. And one that I've done up recently from 1978, that's got this part on. And I thought that this must have been like the older design, but by the look of the serial number, they're obviously still running both mouldings at the same time. So it'll be interesting to find out the definitive answer on what happens there. Anyway, I'm just going to pause and I'm going to flip the machine over and we'll have a look at the underside. Okay, so I've got the machine lying on its front, and it doesn't look too bad. I've noticed that the spring for the pedal release has kind of worked its way underneath the rod of metal that it's meant to sit on, but everything looks okay. It looks like it'll all clean up all right. There's a bit of a scuff on here, but you know, it's not seen. It's not damaged or anything. The wheels have seen some use, so this is trundled about a bit. The best part for me is, yeah, I mean, it's clogged up, but we've got brushes which will need replacing by the look of them. But also, pull it back the other way. I think I spoilt it by giving it away straight off. We have the beta bars. So I'm excited about that because I think I've got 2 sets of beta bars on machines at the minute, but to me, a 502 needs beta bars. So I'll get this unscrewed and we'll just have a look, see if it is blocked. There was quite a lot of muck fell out the bottom when I took it out of the car, so we'll see if there's a family of spiders in there or a mouse or something. Alright, so it's a good job that I did open this up before I put it on. To be honest, I do that with all of them, but I was going to pretend that I'd tried it. Yeah, so there's a lot of cleaning up needs to be done here, but then we come to the actual underside and yeah. And I was right, there was a spider that crawled out, said hello. But look round here. What the devil's this? Like, the belt is completely caked in this fluff. Now, I suspect, could be wrong, so if anybody knows or has seen this kind of thing before, I suspect that somebody's had a new carpet and they've tried to vacuum it with max suction, like within a day or two of it being laid down. And I remember about 30, 40 years ago when we had a new carpet at my family home, they told us, whether it was just that it was a poor design or something, to leave it for a good few weeks so that we've walked on it and let the chemicals in it sort of settle in. Don't vacuum it. So, which would frustrate me because I just wanted to clean it every day. I made the mistake in my bedroom of vacuuming the carpet. It wasn't too dissimilar to this one here. And it was a cylinder. We had I think it was a Hoover Vogue at that time. So it's probably about 30 years ago. The bag was full within seconds and it just took the whole top layer of the carpet off. So I wonder if it's something similar with this. I'm not going to stick my fingers in and get too close. I'm going to actually use the screwdriver, and I've got my trusty Seabo to hand to get in and vacuum that. So I won't film that, but it's just to show you the state of it as it is at the moment. I don't think it's blocked in there. It doesn't look too bad. Now, obviously, if it's not been touched, oh, can you see the brushes? Look, yeah, that's desperate to be changed. There's nothing left of them. Yeah, so obviously with this being an old machine, 45 years old, I don't think this has really been opened for a long time. That belt doesn't seem like it's recently been changed, if at all. And when I actually unscrewed the base plate and took it off, it took a bit of leverage. It was like it had kind of wedged itself on. That might be just because of the volume of dirt that's on there, but we'll see. But anyway, I don't think that this has ever come off, so I'm probably going to have to just be very, very careful taking it apart and then give the motor the full works of clearing it out, see if I can get into the bottom fan, grease, oil, you name it, pull the carbon brushes out, all that malarkey, and get it working like it's 1979. So yes, for the moment, this is all you'll see. Pre-cleanup, pre-repair, pre-fresh cable, and then we'll come back to this when it's all done. I'll give it a demo, and any comments or questions or suggestions, anything like that, please let me know. I think, to be honest, this will be the final 502 that I'll buy because I've got plenty.